everyone, welcome to my channel. It's so nice to have you all here. Tonight we're taking a look at the energies for all the signs and the various energies that will be impacting aspects of your lives, regardless of which sign you are. We're going to go through all of the signs. It is the 25th of March 2021 and the eclipse is taking place. The eclipse in Sagittarius is taking place tomorrow on the 26th of March in the full moon, in the blood moon. So it's quite a powerful, intense energy, and I would like for the collective to be able to make the most of it, you know, to be able to tap into it, to know which areas are going to be affected, which areas change is going to be prompted in, so that you can align with it. What we tend to do when it comes to change is we tend to resist it, push up against, push back, and it causes us a lot of pain. Change is inevitable. And if these areas of your lives are going to be affected, the best thing you can do for yourself is to go with it, is to accommodate it, is to allow for change, to align with it in a positive way. And that's what I want to help you guys do this evening. Okay, so we are looking at all the signs. We're looking at the eclipse in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is really, you know, it's got to do with relationships. Sagittarius is about relationships. Okay, so we're looking at the relationship you have with these various areas of your life, which I will point out in your reading, and we're looking at what guidance spirit is wanting to give you regarding that. Okay, so let's make the most of these energies, guys. Right, I've already blessed and shuffled. I will continue to shuffle as I go throughout this reading and as I channel. As always, I'm going to ask you to take a few moments, take a few deep breaths. My space has been cleansed and saged, and I have asked the archangels in the north, south, east and west to light their sacred flame. You have entered a sacred circle. You can pause this video and you can do the same in your space. You can cleanse it, you can burn, light an incense stick, light a candle, whatever you'd like to do, connect with spirit. Ask your guides and your keepers to guide you into this reading, to help you to align with these energies and to help you to understand what these messages are that they are wanting to bring to you, for you, to help you to make the most of this time. Okay. Right, to know what is for you and what is not. Not everything that's going to come through, it is collective, so there's a large group of people that these messages are meant for, and not everything that comes through is going to be just for you. So you need to use your intuition, and you need to be open to and align yourself with what is actually for you, and to leave the rest. Okay. So that's what we are doing. Let's begin. Thank you, Spirit. We are starting with Aries. Right. How are you guys doing at the moment? You know, whenever there's a full moon, it tends to kick us somewhere, right? We feel the intensity of the energies. I'm feeling really, really good. I'm a Sagittarius. This is an eclipse in my sign. I'm feeling really good. My work, my coaching, my healing, even my readings here, everything that I do is about relationship, not relationships only with your romantic partners, but relationship with your life experience, relationship with your money, relationship with all these various areas of your life. And that's why this is, I'm really wanting to do this. I actually wanted to go live, but I was struggling with that. So I'm going to do as many signs as I can in one video, and then I'll probably have to do the rest in another. But I'm not going to rush it, because I really want to give you guys all of the meat. Okay. Aries. Thank you, Spirit. Let us know what is happening with Aries at the moment. What is it that Aries needs to know? Now, the first thing for you guys, Aries, is you need to understand that with this eclipse in Sagittarius, the areas of your life that are going to be affected with change will be in legal matters. So if you are involved with any legal matters at the moment, and you've been experienced that it's been going a certain way, or where it's been stuck, or just been at a standstill for a while for some reason, expect change in that area. It's regarding any legal matters you might be facing, education, and your spirituality. And for some of you, there may be some travel as well. So let's take a look at that. Let's see what Spirit has to say. What is it that Spirit is wanting you to... Okay, so Spirit is saying that for you, Aries, you guys have been trying to establish new rules and boundaries. Okay, whatever it is you've been dealing with, and whatever it is you've been facing with regards to your education, perhaps you've been thinking about doing some new courses or completing your education, your studies. Maybe there have been some hindrance with regards to that. If you've put your spirituality, your spiritual growth on hold because you've been feeling overwhelmed, you've been dealing with too much, Spirit is saying that this is because you don't have a healthy grasp on your boundaries. And this is a good time for you to take a look at that. It's a good time for you to look at, and when you look at what is the basis of a legal system, justice, isn't it? And perhaps in your life you've been struggling with justice in various areas where things are not really fair, and you just find yourself going along with it to make people happy, and to keep the peace, and this is not serving. Definitely these are going to be areas in which you are going to find sudden change. Spirit is going to come in and help you with these things. Right. So you've been moving towards something. You've really been taking your time. You've set an intention to move towards something. So it could be your education. It could be a legal matter. Some of you at the moment are separating. Okay, this is the time for that. And remember, we're looking at relationships. So when we look at legal matters, it's going to be related to either a spouse that you are separating from, or a family member that you've had conflict with and that you are having to rely on the justice system to help you guys resolve the issue. Education, that's another thing. You've been slowly working towards a particular outcome in one of these areas, and you will know how it fits for you. It could also be with your spirituality, where you've been slowly moving towards trying to develop and grow this aspect of your life. But for some reason, you've been feeling very misunderstood. You find yourself feeling very defensive. So if it is a legal matter, then this is obviously speaking into that, where you feel like you're not being heard and you're tired of pleasing other people. You are wanting to be understood, and you want to stand up for yourself, and you want to do things in a way that is going to serve you. You're very focused on doing that. There could be a family member that you've been finding in I'm picking up that this is that the issue and the challenge that you've been faced with has got to do with money more than anything else. It could be a masculine in your life that holds the checkbook, or has some kind of financial influence, or some kind of influence on your sense of security. So either you live in the same home, you're dependent on them either for because you live with them. So if this is a divorce, then this is probably that masculine where it's taken you time, because financially you are afraid that you're going to be left worse off because this person is the one that's in control when it comes to the finances. Or it could be a situation, if it's not regarding a separation, it could be another family member that you might be renting from, or someone you consider to be family. But you're trying to break away here. This is what I'm getting a strong sense of. You've been trying to get away, and you've been trying to get yourself to a place where you feel like you can actually get away. You want to be independent. You want to be in control of your own life. And what Spirit is saying, you're there. Spirit is saying you have everything that you need to step out and seek your own space and seek your own foundation, seek your own piece of land on which you can build your own foundation. You cannot expect to want to leave a place that is already developed and established and put that kind of pressure on yourself that automatically you're going to move from there to a place that's already developed and established. You are seeing it. You're not seeing things clearly. You will be fine if you move on. You will be fine if you take the step. Everything is going to turn out the way that it's supposed to. But because how you see things and your belief system about it is limiting you. It's as if you believe that you need to have X, Y, and Z in order for you to be able to step out, in order for you to be able to have a say. It's like you don't feel that you have the right to do that now because you don't have enough. And Spirit is saying you do have enough. One seed is enough. One seed is all you need for a forest to grow. One acorn is all you need for a full-on forest to grow. It's because you undervalue what you do have. You undervalue what you have accumulated. You undervalue the work that you have done. You undervalue the growth and the progress that you have made. You keep looking at what else it is what else is there. Is this enough? What else should I get? What else should I get to put into my basket? What else should I get to put into my basket? They've got that and that and that in their basket. I should also have that. Spirit says you need to start looking at what you have, and you need to understand the value. You need to spend time with how much value there is that you already have, because you are missing its value and how capable you are, because you're undervaluing what you have. You're undervaluing what you have, and all you need to do is take the step. Your belief system, your beliefs, are hindering you and keeping you, holding you back. There's a codependency here that's holding you back. It's possibly with this person that you feel is more equipped than you financially. You don't need all of this, is what Spirit says. And if you allow yourself to grasp the value of that one seed that you have, you'll give that seed the opportunity to grow. Okay? You have been working on your relationship with yourself, but Spirit says your relationship with yourself needs you to choose you. And if you are constantly going to allow yourself to see other people as being your sense of security, and not give yourself an opportunity to be your sense of security, and not to base your sense of security on certain material things, then you will never ever be able to give your relationship with yourself what it deserves. You have been working hard, and Spirit says all the work that you've done is going to pay off, but you need to set yourself free from the self-imposed bondage. There is a destination. I'm seeing travel here. You are looking towards moving somewhere, moving towards someone new, moving to another place, making these you want to go. You see your destination. You're still here though. Why? You're still here. And Spirit says the only thing that keeps you from getting where you've been looking, it's like looking through a window at everything that you want, and you think, and you're just looking through it, and if you just walked a little bit around the corner to the doorway, you could go inside, and you don't have to look at it from the outside. You could go inside and experience what it is that you're admiring. You know, that's what Spirit's saying. So you know what this is about. You know what this is about. Whether this is you getting separated and getting that done, and not thinking that you need to have, it's not time for me to get that done because I'm still too dependent on this person financially, or I like the house that we're living in, and if I get the divorce, I'm going to have to move out of it, and then I'm going to have to go and live in a little room, and that will mean I'm a loser, whatever. And then the person that I'm wanting to move towards won't even really want to be with me, because how can I offer them that? Don't make that decision for the person. That person might really love the idea of staying in one little room with you on a single bed, whatever, like Bob Marley's song. You know, we're too busy we're too busy deciding what other people want and basing, you know, assuming how other people are willing to love us without giving them an opportunity to really love us. Travel, if it is about travel, if it's about you getting your studies done and traveling, but you are financially over invested in taking care of other people's stuff, then it's time that you stop doing that. It's time that you let other people pay for their stuff, and you take your money and you pay for your education, and you go and you travel. These are the areas in which Spirit wants you to understand that there are some kind of financial holds that have limited you from either traveling, getting your education done, or getting your divorce. There's a financial codependency, and Spirit is saying, whether you like it or not, this is going to have to change. You need to do yourself the favor of opening that door. Open that door to your new life, but you've got to be willing to release self-imposed bondage, and that is what this eclipse is going to be about for you, Aries. Okay. We're taking a look at Taurus now. We're looking at Taurus, the energies for Taurus with this eclipse in Sagittarius. And Taurus, the areas that you are going to be affected in is to do with your resources. You know, what do you have at your disposal to build with, to create with? Also, your sense of power and your intimacy. Areas of intimacy that you might have been struggling with, where you know what this is for you, but these are the areas that change will be affected in: power, resources, and intimacy. Now, Spirit is already saying to me, some of you have confused these three aspects. You've allowed them to fuse. Resources, what do I have? What is mine? You've allowed yourself to see what you have to be invested in somebody else. And you've associated what you have with your sense of security and your intimacy. So you consider someone to be important to you because your resources are tied up with them. I'm seeing a marriage here. I'm seeing the Four of Wands. I'm seeing a marriage card. This is interesting. So yes, Sagittarius is about relationships. Okay, so the basis of the energy shift for you, Taurus, and for everybody else is going to be about relationship. So how do you view your resources? Do you associate your sense of stability with what you have? And do you consider your resources to be tied to somebody else? Or are your resources innately a part of who you are? Are you the kind, do you see that you can get up, leave a place, just you, yourself, and all that you are, and all that you've built, and all that you've accumulated in terms of your wisdom, your knowledge, and everything, and go to a brand new place and start afresh because within you there's enough for you to do that? Or do you consider that resources are things, are tied to other people? So, for example, some people believe that in their career they have to have other people who have this, that, and the other. So they draw on other people who have either connections, various skills. They don't see that they can make a success in their career if they don't have other people who have these things that they are then able to use to develop themselves in their career. So for them, their resources are tied into other people. And so often in those situations, they start to use people because of the things that they believe are associated and tied into that person. So you need to ask yourself, and everything that I say, I'm channeling, right? So Spirit is, I'm asking you this question, but Spirit is asking you this. There's definitely a marriage here. Spirit says that you were forced to grow up too soon. And all of a sudden, something happened in your childhood. I'm sensing abandonment. You were forced to grow up too soon. And this has made your inner child distorted, you know. You're just a child in an adult's body. That's why areas of power are going to be really, really pushed up against, and Spirit is going to bring about change there. Because if you've considered your resources, your sense of power and intimacy in things, and your marriage has given you these things, this status and this false sense of security, you've been trying to manifest something else here, but you can't seem to get out of your head for some reason. And the reason why you've had this power struggle in your marriage, for many of you, is because of resources. And because many of you have associated intimacy with things, access to things. But you've been manifesting something else here. So many of you have been wanting something else. Let's see what else Spirit says. You want equal give and take here. But you have to be willing to give, you have to be able to give yourself fairly, right? Oh my goodness, the cards are jumping. What is going on for Taurus here? Okay. You're wanting to take a leap of faith towards somebody that you have okay, Taurus, this is very specific, and this is not going to be for all of you. The areas in which you are going to be affected with change with this eclipse is resources, how you see them, your relationship with your resources, and whether or not that needs to be adjusted. Power. Sometimes, because of your abandonment issues and your inner child wounds, people want to help you and support you, and you feel a power struggle because they want what's best for you, and sometimes you are not making the best decisions. Intimacy, you're very uncomfortable with that. You find it easier to associate closeness or being close to someone with the resources that they are able to offer. Okay? You will know how this fits and if it fits for you. But the story that I'm getting here is very specific, Taurus. Some of you, you're married. Okay. You've been there. You've stayed even though you guys have been separated for a long time, or you both know that it hasn't been working, but you've stayed because because of the status and the image, and you don't want to disrupt things, and you don't want to, not unnecessarily, and whether you want to admit it or not, these are old paradigms and old belief systems of what's right and what's wrong that is making you stay in a situation, dishonoring yourself and dishonoring somebody else, doing what is ultimately wrong for you and for the person, but what is considered right by society. You've been manifesting something else, and you've met someone. You've met somebody that is possibly very, very active in the craft, spirituality. This person fascinates you, but they also scare you. And something's happened here, because I'm seeing a smoky trail between you, but you want give and take. You want equal give and take. You want to feel that you are with your match. You want to feel that you are with your equal. And I feel like this other person is that for you. You have put this person on such a pedestal, and you want to take a leap of faith towards them. But you're in your head about it too much. You don't want to be with another person that you feel you're going to have a power struggle with, because this person's energy is very, very big. They're a big personality. They're strong. They know who they are. You need to understand, though, these are not the same people. The person that you've been with and this other person, they're not the same people. And the smoky trail that you've got to go back on is what's really, I suppose, what sort of hindering you, because you've made a mess here. You've done something in this other relationship, and possibly not wanting to actually just get your separation. And that's why I think there was something happening between the two of you, but you are going to suddenly feel that what you've been holding on to, what you've considered your resources and what you've considered your safe place, there's going to be a big shift here. Power dynamics are going to change, and your relationship with intimacy is going to shift you to another level. You do see this other person as your 10 of Cups. So for many of you Taurus, you are going to suddenly feel a major shift to move towards making the changes. Your perspective about your resources, your perspective about what your power struggles and your intimacy are going to change. Do yourself a favor. Allow yourself to be open to addressing these areas. Allow yourself to be open to what your soul self and what feels right. Not what feels right, what you think is right. Think about what are the things that have really made you feel happy and whole and fulfilled. You know, those things are so often so far and few in between that they stand out for us. It's not hard to see, you know, and those are normally the things that are right. Okay, so that is your message, Taurus. Definitely regarding relationships, unhealthy intimacy because of inner child wounds. The greatest resource you will ever have is you and everything that you encompass and hold. Allow yourself to spend time with that. Get really intimate with yourself. And in a beautiful way, look at what you have and see the benefit of it. Spirit says to me, you have a tendency to be critical of self. And abandonment is a big issue. So sometimes people are not doing things to abandon you, but you experience it in that way. And this robs you from so much. Okay. That is your message, Taurus. I hope that this has helped. Let's take a look at Gemini. With this eclipse in Sagittarius, all areas of our lives, various areas of our lives for different signs are going to be affected with the energy, and the basis is always going to be relationship. Gemini, it is the eclipse in Sagittarius in Gemini season. So for you, you are going to experience change in relationships, in your area of relationships. Your relationship with yourself, how you view relationships, relationships that you've been holding on to that you need to let go of, relationships that you've seen in a certain way and perhaps not with clarity, and now you're going to see it in a new light. Relationship. Those that you've held on to for far too long, change. Those that you've misunderstood, that are so incredibly valuable to you, but you've just overlooked it, you are going to experience changes in the area of relationship. Spirit says that you've been filled with doubt regarding relationships for a while. You don't have the clarity that you would like to have. Spirit says you're going to gain clarity with this phase. You have decided that you would like to be single. You are very determined to be single. You've hit rock bottom when it comes to relationships. You've had enough. Things have just fallen apart. But with that, Spirit is saying that is exactly what needed to happen. That is exactly what needed to happen. And now you get to have a fresh start. Passionate about what the future may hold. It feels fresh, it feels new. There are endless possibilities. You've had cycles close, and they are still closing. That's what Spirit says. But things are, because you're allowing for these cycles to close with relationships that you know you should have closed up a long time ago. Things are looking up for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune coming in, which means areas regarding money. This has been a big concern for you, and you have good fortune. You felt as though your luck was down for a while. You have good fortune coming into your life. You would like to be financially independent. You would like to be independent. It's an opportunity for you with this phase to close karmic cycles and to balance karma. What this means, Gemini, is that there are areas in which you wish you could have done things differently. Areas in which you feel the energy with you regarding certain relationships are not what you'd like for it to be or what it should be. It's not, the energies are not what serves the collective. You have an opportunity to go in and change that, and you do have a desire to do that. You do want to go and make things right. You've been working really hard at something, and you are hoping for a celebration of sorts. You're really feeling motivated about this. You are wanting to come together, and you are wanting to have a happy outcome in a certain area. Thank you, Spirit. Tell me what this karma, this judgment card is about. This is really, really good because it allows you to change, close out cycles, and also to, you know, people think your karma is your karma and you set. No, it's not set. You get to change it. You have free will. If you feel that something, that you've had a negative input or impact in a certain area, or there's negative energy around a particular situation, you always get to change that. You are not, you're not helpless. You don't have to, you're not a victim. Never ever are you a victim. You don't have to accept. You can go in and make things right. Our pride is what doesn't want us to make things right. We just want things to sort of sort themselves out. But if you've messed up somewhere, or if you've done something that you know you should have done something, you should have done differently, you are given that wisdom. The right thing to do is then to go in and fix it, correct it in a way that's going to serve you and everybody. But it mustn't be to your detriment because you feel you want to make things right with somebody else. That's not going, it's got to be right. It's got to feel right in your core. It's got to serve everybody's best. You know, sometimes we self-sacrifice and sabotage to make other people happy. That's also not, okay, so this judgment card is here related to a marriage of some sorts. A marriage in which you both have tried to have equal give and take, but it's just not meant to be. Judgment is coming in regarding that. So if you have been struggling to walk away, Spirit is going to take over there for you. You're passionate, you feel charismatic, you're feeling like your old spunky self, you feel like you can do anything, you're feeling charming, you're feeling attractive, you're feeling passion towards somebody here. And you've been working really hard on a new offer, and you are slowly moving towards that person. Thank you, Spirit. Tell us about this celebration that Gemini is wanting to have here. Celebration in love, possibly with someone you consider a friend. But there's more. Yeah, you're wanting, Gemini, you are wanting to take a leap of faith, and you're going to. This is possibly somebody that you had words with. I'm getting the feeling, the Spirit is saying reunion. Reunion keeps coming up for me. You're wanting a reunion, Gemini. Okay. This is Gemini card. The Lovers. Look at this. I've got this. The celebration, 3 of Cups, that is 2. That is a couple with Cupid at the top, if we can call it Cupid. And then we've got the Lovers. The Lovers is my Divine Union card. What Spirit is saying to me, that for many of you this is a friend, that there is a romantic connection with, a deep connection. Saying romantic connection is not doing it justice. A very deep connection. What is this though? Because here there's a strong energy of you having made the decision that you're going to be single. Are you being honest with yourself? There's a leap of faith that's wanting to be taken here. Okay. All right. Well, Gemini. Spirit says that even though you are wanting to be single, there is the Judgment card with relationships that need to be closed out, and cycles, and your fortune coming in. And Spirit says at the moment that your luck starts to look up, you're going to start singing a different tune. Suddenly the truth is going to come out, because even though you're saying and you're telling everybody you want to be single, Spirit is saying that's not true. So whatever it is for you, Gemini, I wish you well. Do what's best for you. Make the most of this moon, of this eclipse. You know where you need to make changes. Changes are going to be made for you whether you are okay with it or not. You know which areas need change. Allow yourself to align with it. Don't make life difficult for yourself. Spirit is coming in to help, not to hinder. Don't push up against it. It just makes it painful. Surrender, accept, and find the silver lining. See the beauty in it. We're moving on to Cancer. Cancer, for you, the eclipse in Sagittarius is going to affect routines, health, and areas of work. So, with your health, how you take care of yourself, you have a routine. So, either your routine is healthy or it's not, right? And then if it's not healthy, it needs to be addressed. Or there might have been changes that you've been wanting to make to your routine for the sake of your health. Now's a good time. Work. What are the changes that you know you need to make when it comes to work? Set an intention to allow Spirit to guide you. To recognize what opens up to you. You know? Okay. Cancer. Ooh, lots of cards want to speak, Cancer. So Spirit says, in areas of health and work, what's at the basis of everything for you is love, matters of the heart. Your routines around how you take care of yourself is going to come back full circle, and whether you allow for a routine that hinders, it's going to hinder your love relationship. Whether you allow a routine that serves, it's going to serve your love. Whatever you do in relationship with yourself regarding your health and your work is going to either have a positive or negative impact in your love relationship. There's a very special person that you have on your mind at the moment, Cancer. And Spirit is saying this person has a message for you. Oh, this person has got a lot of fear. I'm feeling it. I'm picking it up. This person believes that they have found their sacred garden in you. Paradise. Okay, let's see. Death and rebirth cycles. You've been experiencing a lot of that, Cancer. Work. You've been experiencing it in work. You've been experiencing it with regards to how you take care of yourself. And if you started taking care of yourself prior to 2021 or early in this year, then you would not be experiencing it too much in health. But many of you would have had to have some sort of procedure on your body, like to go and see a doctor about something this year. The severity of it, however, would depend on whether or not you actually started taking care of yourself. Okay, so that will show. You have had to, there's been a breakup for many, of separation for many Cancers here. You've walked away from situations that do not fulfill you emotionally. They have not fulfilled you emotionally for a long time. And even with your career, for those of you who have had changes in your career, it's been the same thing. For those of you who are going to experience change in your career now, what Spirit is saying, something's coming in to change the situation career-wise for you. Ooh, Spirit says allow yourself to align with everything that you've asked for, all of your desires regarding your career, the emotion, the feeling of it, the positivity of it, how you see yourself in it, and only to meditate and to focus on that for the next couple of days. Make the most of this energy, Cancer. There is a soulmate situation here. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, Cancer, your person wants to talk. Your person says, bad habits have been a challenge to outgrow. Now, what I'm seeing here is I see there's a soulmate that is at the forefront of your life. So you either this person still lives with you, you see them all the time, or something, you guys are still close. You've had to, very, very possibly, this could be the person that you've separated from, that you've walked away from now. This is challenging because you would ask yourself, if I feel so close to this person and I have such a strong connection to them, why would I walk away from them? Am I doing the right thing? But I'm seeing my twin flame card here. I've been seeing a lot of this with my clients and with the people that I've encountered. They have a soulmate that helps them to work through a lot of relationship stuff, encounter a lot of relationship things that leads them to this divine counterpart of theirs. This is challenging. It's not easy. But you've worked really, really hard, and what you've been working on is gaining a sense of independence, and you're working on yourself, and you're working on your career and on your money. So you have been focusing on developing things career-wise. You have been focusing on that. Okay, let's see what else. This person, okay, I'm getting a message. So I got two messages for you guys. One from Okay. So the one is that this person considers you to be their sacred garden, and the other thing is they're saying to you that they have bad habits that they've really been bad habits have been a challenge to outgrow. So they're either answering a question for you, Spirit is bringing an answer to a question for you, perhaps for you to gain understanding into what it is that they're dealing with at the moment. They're obviously working with these bad habits that they've been struggling to deal with. And then I must ask you, in relationship to your health and your work, are there bad habits when it comes to your health and your work that you know you are needing to release? This is also a time in which you will be able to do that. Allow yourself to align with those energies. Allow yourself to align with those energies, Cancer. You are moving in a beautiful, positive direction. Someone considers you to be a little bit of a cold bitch. That's the way I'm hearing it. That's the way I'm going to say it. I don't know if it's one of these people, if it's the person that's saying that bad habits have been a challenge to outgrow, but you've had to cut somebody off and show somebody, I'm not putting up with crap. You're not sleeping as well as you'd like to at the moment, though. And I can tell you, as much as you find yourself thinking and pondering on these things, this person of yours is not sleeping. They are really in despair about this, about you cutting them off. Is it your flame? I feel like you've had to cut, many of you have had to cut both these people off. There's a lot of thinking about the good times that you are doing. But you know what? Spirit says this is your time to build your own empire. Allow for change, the changes that are required in health and in work. You know what you are supposed to be doing, what you should be doing that you haven't been. You know what routines you have that are healthy or unhealthy, how you need to adjust your routines. Those are the areas that are going to be impacted for you, Cancer. So that is your message regarding this eclipse. Allow yourself to tap into the energies, to set the intention for this time and to align with it. Allow Spirit to help you and to guide you. Ask your guides and keepers to help you guys. I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to do the other signs in the other videos because they are long. But Aries, Taurus, Gemini and Cancer, I trust and believe that this helps you and serves you in some way. Make it easy. Don't push up against it. Change is good. Trust the process. The outcomes are going to only benefit you and not hinder you. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel your energy. And I wish you well in this time. Lots of love and light. Until next time.